Order, Safety and Public Works Committee meeting, July 19th, 2021 at 7 p.m. We have 5 items on the agenda. First item is to approve a change order 1, improvement 20-06 Southeast Brainerd resurfacing project. Paul Sandy, if you want to tell us about that.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. So our first change order that came through the project, we had a couple of items related to our sanitary sewer. The first one was we actually added a sanitary sewer service to a vacant lot on Rosewood Street. We figured it was the best time to do this while we were in the street and had it torn up. The property owner made some indications that he may possibly build on that in the future, so we didn't want him tearing into our new street, and so we put that extra service into that lot. And then the other one was for some water main that was in some conflict with some sewer services. The contractor had to cut out a few pieces of the existing services and realign them to miss the water main while the trench was open. Total time plus materials cost of that change order plus the 10% allowed prime contractor markup was $3,225.99. And then the breakdowns that we asked Mr. DeChantel to provide are below if you guys have any questions about those.
Okay, the Rosewood Street vacant lot, is some of that assessed to the property owner at this time?
No, we usually don't. It's part of, we had the trench opened up already, and it's such a minimal cost thing that we usually don't with utility hookups like that.
Okay, I was just curious if that was custom or not.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, if it was a new sewer and a new service, we would typically assess for it, the whole system, you know, but this was just an added one, and we didn't give out the notice or anything. We didn't know about it until we got there, and it was just one of those things you just want to get it added so you don't have to tear into the new street. So because we didn't send out notice that we were going to assess for that, we'd have to go through a whole other process to assess for that separately. If we wanted to, we could, but...
Okay, well, hopefully it pays out in the
Yeah.
fact that somebody does build there.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
No
Anybody on a
questions.
motion?
Sure. I move that we approve the attached change order as presented.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, second item is to approve an event application for downtown minnow races. And Paul, if you want to fill us in on this one.
Yeah, so this was an application submitted by Visit Brainerd, and during the Here for Good Market, they want to do kind of a minnow race event. They're not going to use live minnows. They plan on using ping pong balls, and they're going to have like a rain gutter off of a house, and then they'll have them lined up with 5-10 ping pong balls, and the kids or adults squirt them down the rain gutter, and whoever wins gets a prize from Visit Brainerd. So they plan on doing these every week from 4 to 6, curbside on the bump out near Doherty Staffing. So no street closure, anything like that. We just requested that they ensure a minimum of a 4-foot walkway is maintained, and per the conditions of the permit that the applicant just submit their insurance certificate to ensure, you know, if someone gets hurt on our sidewalk or something during the event.
Can be a dangerous sport.
Doubtful, but
Yeah. Can I
Doubtful as
ask
it
why not real minnows? Is
she
that
said they didn't want to get into a fight with some of the animal
Yeah, the winner
activists.
gets to eat all the minnows.
Mosquito would be all over you.
Yeah,
Oh my-
well,
Spam Lake.
I don't know if that would be,
Yam Lake.
yeah.
So I have one question. Shouldn't we have it at 6 so it complies with the watering ban, or are we just going to make sure none of this water gets put on any plants?
It's got to come out of a faucet.
You have to pour it before 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
No, it's pretty simple event. We didn't really have
Cool.
any issues with it, so.
Okay, so it technically could be renamed Downtown Ping Pong Ball Water Races with water guns.
It's a little wordy.
Okay, I'm just saying. Could.
That's why they have the parentheses.
Right.
I was wondering when I was reading this the first time. That was my first thought. What are they going to do with the minnows? And then you got the transportation, and why is it in parentheses or in quotations? Yeah.
Go ahead with the motion.
Move to approve under the conditions and that they submit their insurance and ensure a minimum 4-foot walkway.
Second.
Motion is second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And next is another event application for Mississippi Headwaters Board Paddling Day. And go ahead, Paul.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. So this one, I think this is their third year doing this. It's an event put on by the Mississippi Headwaters Board and Tim Terrell. And what they do is they use our park for about an hour down in Kiwanis and take off from there and head down to Crowing State Park. But an hour beforehand, they have some booths set up, learning about water quality and things, and just utilizing the park as kind of a takeoff point. So take off from Kiwanis and head down to Crowing State Park, and that's really the gist of the event. The only condition is that we have a park use form available at City Hall that they'll have to fill out, just so that we keep that on the schedule, so we don't overbook Kiwanis Park with a
Right.
couple events going on the same day. So
Right. Okay.
All right.
Did you say we've done this before?
yeah, I think it's like the third year they've done this.
Okay. And no issues before?
No, none at all.
Okay.
All right, ready? Okay, I move to approve the attached application under the condition that the applicant fill out the park use form that is available at City Hall.
And second.
Motion is second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. We have another
Here's the word.
item that is a event application for a street closure for J.C.'s Street Fest. And go ahead, Paul, if you want to fill us in.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is a little bigger event. We have JC Street Fest happening on the 18th. That's actually the first day of the 25th, I'm sorry. The first day of the sesquicentennial, last day of the sesquicentennial festivities. So each year they have a Rib Fest cookout, music, all that stuff. They close off the Mills parking lot and use that, along with utilizing Front Street from 6th to about mid-block on 7th. They leave all the sidewalks open. So we sent this around to all the departments. We had some comments come back. This is a pretty big event, so we usually do. Comments that came back were, let me scroll down here. So with BPU, obviously, JCs usually work with a contractor on their electrical needs, and they just coordinate with BPU on that. And then they'll usually work with the BPU for water usage too. City administration, so one of our administrative staff commented that they've had some complaints in the past about attendees using the leased BN lot and taking up the leased spaces that people have paid for. So I just put it on a condition on the permit that, that they need to be aware of that and, use barricades. We can supply them with additional barricades, make sure people aren't parking in there. People pay for those spots and
Sure.
have the right to use those. So then also they're working with admin on their alcohol permit and their insurance. We just request that they submit their traffic control request 1 week before the event. Planning just said remove all signage and banners immediately after, and then the PD is already aware of the event and they've been working with the JCs for the required police presence. So I guess with that being said, we as staff are recommending approval with the conditions noted, that being coordination of power and water, monitor the illegal parking that goes on, and just kind of stating that we're able to provide them additional traffic control if they need it. Proper notification to all businesses should be provided before the event, along with how it may affect some of the businesses down on Front Street. Remove all signs after the event conclusion. Make sure that the police department is in coordination with the event planners so that they have the needed staff, and that we just request traffic control 1 week prior to the event. So that's the conditions that we have on that event application, and I'll take any questions now.
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
I know in the past we have had some concerns about noise from this one, and this is a little bit later in the year, which might help, but would it be possible to have a contact person for a Silent Partners production in case there are some concerns or complaints about the
Yeah.
noise level, just to monitor it and, because I remember both Gabe and I were trying to figure out one year who.
Yeah, and he would be the guy.
Yep.
His name slips my mind right now, but
Interesting.
yeah, right. But I have been involved in this event in the past. I will say with the parking thing, I was there when that actually happened. Some of the people that were helping set up and some of the vendors were just parking over there. And it wasn't, if you're not used to downtown, if you don't know what's going on with the parking situation in downtown, there's really no way to tell that they were leased parking spots. So I think it was somebody from the gallery came over and told us that. So then we started moving people out as fast as we could. But yeah, I think if we just put up some signage that says these are leased spots, this is not event parking, it should help a lot.
Yeah, we should do everything we can to make this run smoothly. It's a great event.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
The whole thing is to bring people downtown and have a good time, so.
Yep.
And I like that it's at the end of Sesquicentennial too.
Yep.
Perfect time for it. It's always too hot in July, but it'll probably be in July again at some point. But
Move to approve as presented with the addition of the contact person for
Partners.
silent partners.
Second.
motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, go to a vote.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Craig Engelhardt is the guy's name.
Oh, that's Silent Partner of the band. Silent Partner Productions, I think, is possibly one of his bandmates.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought that's,
I'm trying to think of his name. I talked to him a bunch of times, but
We got a couple months.
yeah, we'll figure it out. So, the final item on the agenda is a approval for a street closure application for the Little Rubber Ducky Race. And if you want to fill us in on this, Paul, go ahead.
All right, yeah, so thank you, Mr. Chair. This one is basically for the annual Little Rubber Ducky Race that's held on East River Road. This is actually the first day of the Sesquicentennial from 4 to 5 p.m. And they put a large slip and slide down East River Road and race 5,000 rubber duckies down the slip and slide. So it's a fun event. I've actually attended it in the past, and it's quite entertaining. Since it's such a short event, no restrooms, trash strips, goal signs, or banners or other event festivities are taking place. Applicants requesting closure of East River Road from 2 to 6. Parking will not be blocked, however, through traffic will not be able to pass through during this time. So that's basically it. So we're just requesting they submit a traffic control request 1 week prior to the event so we can coordinate that on our end.
Sounds good. Any comments, motion, anything?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve and second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And that is it. We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, go to a vote. All in favor?